Okay, here we are doing another quick down and dirty. This week's conversational topic is going to be on the Glock. The Glock has been around since the 80s. It was the primary firearm or handgun for the Austrian army when Gaston, I think his name was Gaston Glock, came out with it. It's not the first one to use a striker instead of like a hammer, like on a revolver. The striker is an internal hammer, but they are the ones that are really known for it. I got 3 models here, and it's kind of like the Goldilocks paradox, where this one's too small, this one's too big, and this one's got too much tactical shit on it. I got a 20 and 10 millimeter here, a model 45, and a model 43. This is the girlfriend's gun here, 43 night sights. And these things came out in the 80s. They hit a lot of popularity right off the bat. As soon as the Austrian police and military, the army started using them, they picked up some speed. Over the years, though, they really haven't changed much. And I can take this 43, I can take this 45, or I can take this 20, and they all take apart the same way. Another great thing is you got all these cool little aftermarket attachments for them. You can find a high quality Kydex holster for them for $30. You can put a new barrel on this one. This is a 10 mil. I've used it for some deer hunting. Put a match grade barrel on it, pretty cheap. You can roll with all sorts of lights. You can roll with a red dot on it. They make the MOS model. You can put all sorts of cool crap on here. The tail-on grips, the wraparound grips. When I buy a gun, I usually buy it for its stock features. I don't usually throw a lot of crap on. But to be honest with you, Glock doesn't make it hard, or they don't make it easy to stay away from the cool stuff you can do to it. I got this for the girlfriend. This is an extender made by Terran Tactical. And it just gives an extra, I think, 3 rounds. I don't really wear this around town, but it does make it a lot handier for shooting on the range, not so much for concealed carry. These things are great. Like I said before, any one of them, I'll start with the big guy here. They take apart the same way. And real quick on that, because it doesn't take much. Pop out your empty mag, clear it out. Make sure it's empty. That is the most important part with a Glock, because you need to pull the trigger to take it apart. So again, we'll make sure, pull the trigger. Now I like to call this the Glock grip, and that's taking the web of your hand, meeting the heel of the gun here, pulling back about 1/4 of an inch. You'll hear it move and you'll feel it unlock in your hand. Then you push this tongue down, and then you just push it forward. That's the hardest part about disassembling a Glock. These things are awesome. My father and I bought this one, I think, in 2007 or 8, and I still have the copper dry lube that comes with the Glock guns here. That being said, you can do the same exact thing, same exact steps on the 43, the 42, the 19, the 23, the 22, the 17. They're all the same. They're all modular, and they're all identical in their disassembly. We have a bigger version of this now. We have the long slide 10 mil, which I didn't grab for the video here. That I think it's a 6 1/4 inch barrel. We put a red dot on that. My dad loves taking that out and missing deer. Moving on though, this has kind of become the everyday carry for me, even though it's hers, because it fits in the hand, and I really started liking it because of how thin it is. Unlike me, it's pretty thin. I'm a revolver guy through and through, but if you notice the slenderness of the 43 compared to the potbelly revolver, even a tiny little J-frame revolver, there's something to be said about that. I think it's less than an inch. So these things are handy as heck. My only problem, and if you're going to buy a 43, is consider the 43X. I got a set of big meat hands there. That came out weird. My point being is that if I were to shoot and then come in for a reload, it doesn't always happen. I got a fat heel where I might need to strip that magazine out. You give and you get. You could put the 3-shot extender on there and I'm still able to clear it a little bit easier. But if you got big paws and you're looking for an everyday carry, I've ran into that with the Hellcats, with the P365s by SIG, anything. In fact, the Model 19 used to do that. That's why I got rid of it, sold it to a good friend, and I picked up the Glock 45. Now this guy is kind of a hybrid because it takes the 4-inch barrel from the 19 and it has the full-size frame and handle. So this takes Glock 17 magazines, and pretty much this is one of my favorite guns to really go out and just kind of hammer out 9mm rounds with. Now the MOS models, which are what these are, means that you can put a red dot on here. It's cut into the slide here, probably about 1/8 of an inch, with almost like a panel that the red dot goes on top of, and it gets sandwiched in there. Back in the day, the old highest standard pistols, the old 22s, had sights on the slide itself, and the whole slide was coming back. So I've never been a fan of it because I just thought that the recoil would knock it off, canter would knock it off zero. But to be honest with you, the Vortex Venom and the Glock setup is a good way to go. It's a totally different style of shooting, but it's a lot of fun nonetheless. This isn't something that I would carry every day. More of just to kind of take it out, play around with it, and put a lot of holes in paper. So a little bit of a comparison for those that aren't savvy with the 10mm. This is a 135 grain Hornady Critical Defense and a 180 grain Sig Sauer V round. 10mm is probably my favorite semi-auto round to mess around with. And moving forward, I think we're going to have to get these guys out to the range a little bit, do a couple more range sessions. I got some other things in the works as far as cameras and whatnot. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out with me a little bit here. Take a look at these Glocks. There wasn't anything crazy as far as going in depth. They're just a lot of fun. They're so simple and really kind of flawless in their design. So pretty soon I'm probably going to have a range comparison video between this and a Sig Sauer, probably the M18 platform. So I'll see you guys later. Give me a like and subscribe if you feel like it. And I appreciate you taking the time to watch me screw around in the basement. Talk to you guys later. Bye.